How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Shattered Lies with your host, Nate Woodworth. Um, making my second video. I apologize for being so long. I had ordered me a mic because all I had was my headset with the mic on it. But well, the good news is it finally came, and so here I am, and I will be making videos a lot more periodically. I will say it is a lot harder because I do work I work Monday through Friday, 12 hours a day. So, I'm sorry, 10 hours a day. So it gets kind of hard to actually, go through the news and do all the research that I need to do. But I just want to let you know that I finally got a mic and I will be doing my videos again. So I appreciate everybody who watches this and supports me. Hit the like button, all that. I don't want to get too much into it. I hate when people do that myself. So, I wanted to start with I wanted to talk about how Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away. Um, she's 87 years old, and she was actually, I believe, the first woman. Um, yeah, I think she was the first woman. She was the first or second woman to actually get nominated to the Supreme Court. Um, but so she died, which that in turn does mean that Trump has to pick another Supreme Court justice. Now, right now we have 5 Republicans and 4. Well, before she passed away, we had 4 liberals, 4 left Democrats, and I just had a problem with John Roberts. Okay, so to me, it almost seemed like we really had. We had 4 of each, and then Justice John Roberts, who was technically conservative, but he did vote with the left a lot. And right here, it even says all about politics is what they're saying. John Roberts swing votes, all about politics. The court watchers say. So right here is labeled the Supreme Court swing vote after citing several times the liberal wing. So we'll get back into that one, but I wanted to start with this article because, just to talk about how she passed away. Now, she is a Democrat, but it is very sad, and death is always bad. Death always sucks. I mean, so she was getting older, and as far as I know, she did have some heart problems, or some, not heart problems, but health problems. But let's read. So, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the liberal leader of the Supreme Court and trailblazing champion of women's rights, died Friday. She was 87 years old. The Supreme Court said in a statement that Ginsburg died quote, surrounded by her family at her home in Washington, D.C. due to complications of metastatic pancreas cancer, end quote. So they go on, seen as a moderate when President Bill Clinton nominated her back in 93. Ginsburg went on to leave a lasting mark in the realm of gender equality, civil liberties, pay equity, and grew to achieve improbable late-in-life recognition as pop culture icon and hero of the progressive movement. Yes, she was very progressive. I mean, as you've seen, that she was really for the women's rights. She was really for racial justice, for just equality all around, or equity, really. So she was pretty. Yeah, she definitely was a moderate. She did not vote with the right a lot, though. She did not. So. But I mean, even like after she died, we do have we have people on the Republicans in the Democrat side who are actually, they're actually sad about it. They're making posts about it and how they actually thought she was a good woman, which she seemed to be. So it is a sad thing all around. But the politics of this, as I said, Trump has to actually he has to actually pick another Supreme Court justice. So that's going to be messy. We all know that. So I'm going to read some more right here. So seen as I already read that. So her first major opinion as a justice came in 1996 when she wrote the majority decision in the United States versus Virginia. The ruling struck down the Virginia Military Institute's 157-year-old policy of male-only admissions as unconstitutional and set a stricter legal standard for government action that treats men and women differently. She said, women seeking and fit for women seeking and fit. That seems worded weird to me. For a VMI quality education cannot be offered anything less under the state's obligation to afford them genuinely equal protection. Ginsburg wrote the 7-1 decision. So it also goes on to say Ginsburg also gained renown for her cogent and sharply worded dissents. According to Linda Greenhouse, a longtime Supreme Court reporter and analyst for the New York Times, it was through Ginsburg's dissenting opinions during the mid-2000s that she found her voice, quote unquote, or quote, found her voice and used it. So she was very outspoken, and just all around, she was a pretty good woman. So I just wanted to, talk about that a little bit before I got on to the politics of all this. So right here, USA Today, that was from The Hill, by the way. So USA Today says, as it mourns Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Washington turns toward a messy process of filling a vacancy. So like I said, there's a lot of politics behind this, and they have to fill that. It could take a lot of time, but, this is always messy. I mean, remember Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh was just a disgrace. He did nothing wrong, in my opinion. The evidence was not there. There were scanty accusations at best. Whoops. Why did I do that? So right here, I'm gonna read some on this. This is USA Today again. So even as they begin to process and mourn the loss of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Friday, officials at the White House and on Capitol Hill have already been thinking about the inevitable and messy process of filling her seat. The vacancy gives President Donald J. Trump an opportunity to create I keep messing these up. I should work on that. To create a solidly conservative court, perhaps for decades to come. Yes, so I'm going to explain a little bit. So the reason it says for decades to come is because the only time a president will select a Supreme Court justice is if they retire or they die, or something else happens. Something legal or something like that, where they have to step down, which does not happen that often. It does not. So we'll go on. The vacancy gives President Trump, Supreme Court nominees generally take months to win confirmation, even longer if controversy arises. Trump nominated Justice Neil Gorsuch in January 2017, days after taking office, and the Senate did not confirm him until April. And remember, he takes in January 21st, I believe. So the nomination of Justice Brett Kavanaugh, delayed by allegations of sexual assault, took 3 months in 2018. I'm sure everybody remembers that. That was just awful. Which, by the way, Kamala Harris was very, very brutal during that whole thing. It was not pretty at all. Oh, that was bad. So when an election comes into play, the process can become even more complicated. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell made his most memorable maneuver of refusing to give President Barack Obama's last appointee to the High Court, Judge Merrick Garland, a Senate hearing 2016. I don't know. So more recently, McConnell reopened the debate by asserting that filling a U.S. Supreme Court vacancy is on the table during the 2020 presidential election. I'm just going to go ahead and jump over to that one. So here, I'll read this first. McConnell has made clear over the months that if the Supreme Court did see a vacancy, he would not hesitate to fill it even during the 2020 cycle. We'd fill it, he told them, right? Literally just what it said. Okay. So I'm going to jump over to this one on the Hill, where McConnell says Trump nominee to replace Ginsburg will get Senate vote. Wait. I think I have the wrong article up. No, I don't. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So McConnell says Trump nominee to replace Ginsburg will get Senate vote. So Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said, vowed on Friday night that Republicans will move to the fill of the Supreme Court vacancy created by Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death. Americans re-elected our majority in 2016 and expanded it in 2018 because we pledged to work with President Trump and support his agenda, particularly his outstanding appointments to the federal judiciary. Once again, we will keep our promise. President Trump's nominee will receive a vote on the floor of the United States Senate, McConnell added. The decision sets up a fierce election year battle where McConnell will need to hold together at least 50 of his 53-member caucus to fill the seat, which would let Vice President Pence cast a tie-breaking vote. Democrats are already calling to leave the seat open until next year. So I think they can. Now, I think he should. I do. Because if he does not get reelected, the Democrats have vowed, because, okay, so in 2016, we will have a lot of openings in the Supreme Court. There are going to be several who are retiring, I believe, so he needs to fill the seat, in my opinion. Now, granted, I think she was one that was going to retire, but if he doesn't win, the Democrats have vowed to stack the Supreme Court, and I don't want that. The left, I mean, they change laws sometimes. I don't like it. I don't. But I mean, even John Roberts has kind of twisted a couple words in a law to change a little bit, and that's why what I'm about to get into is important. It's very important, especially to have another Republican in there. So, like the Supreme Court was not supposed to make laws. They were supposed to say if a law is legal or not, is constitutional, but they don't always do that, and we've given way too much power to them. We've given way too much power to the executive branch. It's not good for democracy because the more you do that, the farther it will go. But so let's get on to this one. So as I had already read to you, they say his is all about politics. Now I think it's a little more than that. I mean, it's politics, but it's also perception of you. So and they kind of agree. So right here it says, conservatives say Chief Justice Roberts is trying to strike a balance so the High Court doesn't appear too political. Critics say that balancing act is falling short and is resulting in an inconsistent record that appears to be more political than rooted in particular jurisprudence. Now, Roberts seems to be swinging based much more on strategic considerations. That's what I was missing. And a lot of it really has to do with how much blowback he thinks he and the court will get. And that's what I was talking about. I'll finish reading this first. Said Kurt Levy, president of the Conservative Committee for Justice. He is protecting the reputation of Roberts' court. He is protecting his own reputation, and that's exactly what I was talking about. I mean, we just had so they were talking about making it so that the amendment that says that you cannot discriminate on race and stuff like that, and sex, the First Amendment, obviously, or not the first, the 14th. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I should have looked that up. I might be wrong on that one, and I apologize if I am, but fact check me. So I believe it's the 14th Amendment, because the 13th is for slavery and stuff like that. But anyways, it says you can't discriminate on gender and stuff like that and sex. Well, they changed it to say that transgenderism. So, if I became a female, then it would not apply to me. So, and then he was the last vote that said yes, that is okay, and he kind of wiggled the rules a little bit. So, basically, what it says is that a job can't deny you because you're a woman. Now he is saying that they can't deny you because you're a transgender woman. Now think of that on a standpoint of a Catholic school, or something like that, or just a Catholic church in general. It's against the religion, obviously, to have a transgender that works there. That's just not how it works for religions. So it was 4 Republicans. I'm sorry. 4 Republicans voted no. 1 Republican, being John Roberts, said yes, and then 4 Democrats said yes as well. So right here they said liberals still view the Chief Justice as a staunch conservative, unlike Justice Anthony M. Kennedy, the court's vulnerable swing vote for decades until his retirement in 2018. Justice Kennedy, although a Republican appointee, was known to sign with Democratic appointed justices on cases related to the civil rights, abortion, and LGBTQ issues. With Justice Roberts, there doesn't appear to be a line of legal issues will he reliably join the liberal wing? He has for a lot of the past several very important issues, and that's what I don't like. He just he doesn't seem to side with the Republicans as much as he should, and on the rule of law as much as he should, and that's more important than actually siding with the Republicans. Now, most Republicans do seem to take the Constitution as it is written, and that's what I think that they should do. The Democrats don't seem to a lot. They seem to do with their ideology, in my opinion. And that's why this is very important to me. And I think re-electing Trump in 2016 is very important to me as well, in the sense that we need Supreme Court justices on our side. And I don't think it'll go over well if the Republican or the Democrats stack the courts. I really don't. They've already got too much power, more power than they were actually written into the Constitution, and I'm just not okay with that. So, thanks for watching, guys. I just want to let you guys know that that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had passed away at age 87, and that that they had to pick another Supreme Court justice. And like I said, whoever's reelected will have 1 to 3 Supreme Court justices to fill. And after, I said 2020, after the 2020 election, they will have 1 to 3 more Supreme Court justices to fill. And I think it's very important that we keep an even Supreme Court. I don't even want it stacked to the Republicans. I just want it even. I may not agree with John Roberts voting towards the Democratic Party a lot, but I do want it even. So I think a Republican's okay, but try to get more of a moderate Republican, in my opinion, that will kind of balance out the 5th Republican, John Roberts, which would be 6th if we get another Republican. But try to keep it more even, because he kind of sides with the left sometimes, but not always. So with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. And as I had said earlier in the segment, that with my new mic, I will be making videos again regularly. So yeah, thank you. Smash that like button for me if you could. Hit the subscribe button and hit that bell. And then, as always, follow me right here on Twitter at Shattered. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you.